Please hang up and try again.
It's simple, it's decent, you know. It ain't too much, it ain't too loud, you know. Especially it's doing this outside my own crib. You know, so it keeps it easy.
Yeah, this
Keeps it moving, keeps the vibes going and everything like that. So
It's comfortable as hell, man. I like
yeah, I want. That's what the main thing is, to make sure everybody on here feeling comfortable. So we already gone. We already recording.
Oh, we are.
Already moving, recording here.
Oh, okay, it's all
We
good.
already live in full effect.
Shit.
So
All right.
I gotta make sure I tell people that now because I've been having on different guests
Okay.
and everything, so they not used to my flow when I be like,
All right.
show's already going. As soon as you get here, the show's on. The show's already moving. We talking, we conversating.
Right,
You know,
right.
just like everything else. You know,
All right,
so.
well, of course, I had to bring.
Go ahead, you know, roll your up on something. I don't have a lighter, man. I just came back from Vegas. I think my homie stole my fucking lighter. He told me yesterday. I just got my
damn
fucking.
well black folks can't
Bro,
have no
they
damn
can't
lighter,
hide
man.
shit.
We can't have no damn lighter.
Bro.
Damn shit, man.
I had one homie that had a lighter that was like attached to his hip. Shit was like shit. Had a little chain on it. I'm like, oh,
That
bro,
shit
you
don't
never
work on a nigga.
go gadget lighter over here.
Go
Face ass.
gadget, that bullshit don't work either.
Yeah.
That shit don't work either. Because eventually somebody's gonna go gadget and take that mug right off.
This is facts. Because I straight up like I had a lighter yesterday.
It is so true.
I had a lighter. It's gone today. Can't never. It's around smokers. It don't matter.
Yes, sir.
Weed smokers, cigarette smokers. If there's a lighter to be taken, that lighter is gonna be taken.
That's the funny thing is that with black folks, man, it doesn't matter where we smoke or not. We all got a lighter on us for some reason.
It is facts.
It's true. It's
Before I
so
even
true.
was a smoker, like yeah, I got one, bro. Shit,
Yeah,
niggas
you
I hang
damn
out
right.
with need a lighter.
You damn right.
Always
You know?
need a lighter.
Shoot, you know. Shit, back
This
in
is
the day,
facts.
Kids had the now laters, motherfucking Jolly Ranchers, and the damn lighter too, just in case mama needed to smoke a cigarette.
Hey.
Shit.
Oh,
That's exactly what she
oh
did. Make
shit.
sure her kid had her shit on.
That is
That
facts.
is true. There's always truth to that. Hold on, let me
We
this
get
is
going together. He
scary,
trying, okay, he trying to go live. He going live while we live, y'all. Let me just say it. We doing it all.
Might as well.
We doing it all, bro. Why he getting himself set up? Welcome back to Room Service, the podcast. I'm your boy Biggs Bigger. I'm here with a special guest, the homie I met from a long way. You know, he's working at this black home, Sugar Jam restaurant. You know, we met him out there. He heard me spitting a few jokes, told me about his podcast, told me he wanted to come on mine. I said, might as well.
Yeah.
We got to share the wealth, share the growth. So I want to introduce y'all to one, the legendary in his own right. Bernard is in the motherfucking building. What's going on? What's going on? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yep, I'm in the fucking building.
Welcome to the kitchen, Bernard. Let me tell you a little bit about us, because you know,
Yeah.
or about me. I'm a former chef. I still do it. I still cook and whack, but I'm also a comedian now, as you witnessed when that Sugar Jam, me cracking jokes, had everybody in that motherfucker laughing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And you know, during the pandemic, I had to make a career change.
Mm-hmm.
So I brought around this podcast, Room Service,
Okay.
bringing around the spotlight, black activity, brown activity in AZ, because you know, ain't really out there for us.
All right.
You know, but we also bring it in a comedic way. So this is Room Service. Let the people know about you.
Well, I mean, I just moved out. I moved out here back about 2 years ago in September, 2019. I had a foot injury, and after that, it just got too expensive out there in California to live, man. 13.3, that shit kicks your ass.
Ooh.
So my sister suggested I move on out here to AZ and shit, right? And it was funny because I'm an older dude, so the last thing I remember anything about Arizona was when, what's the name of that? What was the name of that? Public Enemy did that song By the Time I Get to Arizona, because they weren't doing no black holidays such as Martin Luther King's birthday. So that was the last thing I heard about Arizona. Then I forgot motherfucking Waiting to Exhale they did this scene of Waiting to Exhale, and didn't they film that shit here in Arizona?
Did they film it?
I think they
That
did.
was in Arizona.
It was
That
in
was in
Arizona.
Arizona.
And I remember the scene when Angela Bassett
lit
set
that
the damn
car
car
on
on
fire.
fire and
Yeah, that was
shit.
probably up there
And
in,
then I realized, so they were letting black folks back up in the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think, I seriously
Bro,
thought
why that
when I
was her
here.
baddest scene. Man. Hey, she just got paid. She's one of the highest paid actresses on TV now.
Well, she deserves it.
She
man.
deserves it. One of the
She bad
highest
as a
paid
motherfucker,
actresses
too.
on TV.
She bad in
I mean, yeah, she in her 60s, but she can still get it. I'm a
still
young
get
nigga.
it, man.
Hey, Angela Bassett, I'm a young bull. Fuck you mean?
All the stars, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying, but I'm telling you, Angela Bassett, man, ooh, especially up in that movie, man. Especially when she did the Tina Turner thing, did that workout.
Hey.
Just keeping it 100 though, because that's at first my sister was the one that suggested it, and then the funny thing is that her ass is still stuck out in California, and she's all right and stuff like that. She's doing good and stuff, handling her business and stuff. My dad's out there. Shout out to my father. Shout out to my cousins up in the Bay Area and stuff.
Okay,
So
okay.
maintaining in Cali and stuff, But me, I just had to come out here and get my shit together, and then finally I might find my way back over there. I don't know.
I feel that. I got all my family back home in Chicago. I only got a few cousins and aunties left out here.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else went and moved back, and they be like, "You coming?" I'm like, I don't know. Because if I come, I want to live in the suburbs.
Yeah.
I mean, I love my city.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I love the South Side. But I got too much money I'm trying to make.
Right.
And the city ain't where I'm trying to lose my money at.
Right. I feel you.
Factuals, like, so.
I feel you.
I love to come visit. I love my home, but I done made AZ that. Like, truthfully.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool stuff. I mean, there's a
I
lot.
brought the Midwest to the Valley. That's all I'm taking it out. Like, y'all seen that rain we've been getting? That's been me.
Thank you. Thank God, man. Thank you. Because I can't get any more tan than what the hell I am right now, man.
Man.
Seriously, man. I mean,
What would you tell the people about your podcast? What you trying to come
well,
about?
what I'm doing is like several years back, I would say back in 2009, a friend of mine, myself, and another dude, we all put together a thing called Dark DJ TV Radio. And it's because I was dark as hell. And, I mean, he was dark as shit, and I was the DJ. And so we just kind of put it together and called it Dark DJ TV. And then we got together with a Hispanic dude and called it The Lazy Hour, and did a couple of shows out in like DC when I lived out there for a while. Shout out to the DMV, Mike Stewart. What's up, Miguel? What's up, Reese? You know what's up.
Hey.
But yeah, I mean, when I was living out there, we got to doing a radio show out there called The Lazy Hour. It was done at a place called Listen Vision, located in Georgia Avenue, right across from the prestigious HBCU that is Howard University.
HU.
That's right.
You
So
know in the
so
building.
We did that show. We did that show like for about 3 years there, and then when I left that area, I decided to come back to Cali and still start the show back up. And it's always been like a challenge. It's like a back and forth situation, trying to get it going, get it popping and stuff. Making sure you have the right finances and stuff together. But,
Yes.
and off and on, it's trying to do this whole thing. And finally, I got everything together the way I wanted to. I finally got my house set up to where my studio, little mini studio set up, computer on one thing, another computer here. My little DJ set up right there and stuff. So when I want to spin music, I can do that. But, all that. So finally started it back about a month ago. And we've been going strong on Twitch.
Twitch?
So,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. I haven't made it to that platform yet. I ain't made it to Twitch. I had a homie, my homie Mo that's on the show with us. He be talking about you can go live.
Yeah.
Little things I'm still learning.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel you on the setup part. Like, this took a minute. Like, my videos are just now getting better with quality.
Yeah.
With the color, like it's not as fuzzy anymore.
I got you.
My audio is just now getting right. I'm finally getting the sound where I need it to be.
That's right.
It is a process setting this up and getting it going. But they say like after your 100th episode, you already established a fan base.
Right.
And you know what you're doing.
Right.
And I'm only on episode 15.
That's good.
Yeah,
though.
I'm only
That's good,
15. So I'm like,
That's
out of
good.
15, I'm like, I feel like I'm learning. I'm doing so much and more. So I get what you're saying when you like, hey, kind of get it together. Like, if you go back to early episode, this table and this couch was not here.
Oh,
It was a whole different setup. Like, it was those couches. They can't see no more. That's what we have guests sit on.
These couches are a little bit more comfortable than one.
Yeah, if you look at those couches, those are trap couches.
Yes, they definitely are.
These are my.
I saw the Rubber Band Man and
Hey.
all of them up in this mug too. T.I., Young G.
There's a little bit of something on there, yeah. That couch been through some things. And it's seen a couple things. It had to be pushed to the side.
This dungeon couch.
It is, bro. That's like your granny couch right there. I'm not even gonna lie. You know those hand-me-downs you get from your people when you moving around. Like, I got a couch here for you. That's what that couch was. That's exactly what it was.
So it's been a good couple places and shit. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. You gotta do what you gotta do and stuff, especially putting some shit like this together and stuff, you know. But I mean, I've been doing this. I've done this like off and on for several years. Like I've done it here and turned it off and turned it back on and turned it off. And I finally found a point where I turn it on and keep it going. And it's been beautiful. So
that's the biggest thing about keeping it going. Like I told you about my situation, trying to keep guests on, keep people flowing, keep people here. You know, trying not to make sure like step on anybody's toes, but I'm also trying to keep it fun and keep it light. Right. I love how when you came in, like, man, this is straight. I feel comfortable. I feel like I'm home. You ain't even been on the show for 5 minutes yet, and already kicking off his shoes and sitting back. Like, all right,
that's how it's supposed to be.
All right, my nigga. Hey, when auntie coming home?
Yeah, that's damn right. What was your pots and pans? What you got up in them pants?
Yeah, like real quick.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hell yeah, this
and
is
I appreciate
a
that.
setup, man. It's nice. It's nice.
That is. I got my black art. You know, my cousin painted these over here for me. This one I bought at the smoke shops.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I bought those at smoke shops.
You know they can find them shits at Spencer's.
You can. I bought these out in Chicago though. Like if you take this shit off, you can feel it and it's soft.
I love shit like that.
Yeah, that's why I got it. I was high as hell and I was like, ooh, this shit feel good as a motherfucker. And then they had like the LED lights around it. That's why I ended up doing that shit. Like if it was dark in here.
My favorite ones you got up there, those got to be, of course, the Boondocks.
Tell you a little interesting story. When I lived in San Diego for a while, of course, I had lived there and did 5, not 1, not 2, but 5 different Comic-Cons and shit.
Oh, you do Comic? I ain't been to one yet. I want to go.
I had to work these Comic-Cons because they were right down the street. They're right next door to this restaurant I worked at called Roy's. And one particular table, it was so funny. It's like one particular table was kind of cool. They told me, oh, this is family. This lady walked over, fine ass lady, 2 kids on her and shit like that. Fine, walked on over to the table, sat out there, thing and stuff. And she was like, oh yeah, I'm waiting for my husband. I'm waiting for him to show up. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, no problem and stuff. So waited for about like 10 minutes, 10 turned to 20, and then after 20 minutes, here comes his brother coming around the corner, and guess who the fuck it was?
Brother, Comic-Con, let me see. Young or old? Young. Shit, okay, so young boy. Around me, my age, I don't even know, I can't even tell you.
Now remember, I just gave a clue when I said
you said Boondocks, yeah. I'm trying to think like
the brother that created the Boondocks.
Okay, so
Aaron Magruder.
Oh, Gruen.
Aaron Magruder.
No, that wasn't no Wayans.
That wasn't the Wayans?
No, hell no. The Boondocks is not the Wayans.
Why did I see that
Aaron
somewhere?
Magruder. Aaron Magruder was a brother who used to make these comics and shit right up in his newspapers and shit. He used to hit the newspapers and finally hit the TV shows and stuff. Had about 4 seasons.
I gotta do my research, y'all. I'm fucking
up.
up.
One of my favorite, man. It's one of the favorite shows out there, man.
It is, bro. It was, bro. They were supposed to be bringing it back, man. But then, you know, Pops passed. And they were supposed to be bringing it back. I was hearing everybody wanted, what's the lady from Blackish? The grandma from Blackish? Jennifer Lewis. They said they should bring it back with Jennifer Lewis. Taking the grandkids.
It's weird because, you know, it was interesting because one of the interviews was done with John Witherspoon's sons. Mm-hmm. And after John passed, it was like, you know, his son was talking about that. And his son sounded just like Pops because he sounded just like his dad.
Voice? For real? Oh, shit.
So he could easily did it too, but yeah, that was the plan to have she was going to be the grandmother. She was going to take the kids in after Pops died. It was supposed to be on HBO Max, supposed to be sometime. It's supposed to be, I think it was September or September this year or probably next year.
Okay, I didn't know.
But yeah, they're talking about it. It's just been still talked about.
It's still talked about. It ain't greenlit yet. Okay.
They haven't greenlit it yet, you know. And I mean, it's interesting because that last season of the Boondocks sucked like shit, especially when they had like Kim Kardashian up on that motherfucker. And Siri was a real bitch that was shooting nuclear weapons at fucking Pop and shit like that.
I don't think I watched any of the new shit.
Hell, they even got Jennifer Lewis to do some Breaking Bad type of episode over some fucking hair shit. Some hair.
I gotta go pull up the recent episode. That sounds funny though.
Seriously, man.
I have not watched any
old
recently.
People running motherfucking wheelchairs into Pop's nuts and shit like that.
I'm the old school one, when they was doing the R. Kelly ones. If I was standing in front of you right now peeing, would you A, move out the way, or B, stand there and take it?
I see piss, I move. You saw piss, you stayed. So why do I have to miss out on the next
I tell you how.
just because of that shit? And if you pee on me, I'm fuck you. I'm gonna piss on your
Yeah,
cat.
it's back. Yo, the show is the shit. Like, I can't, like, Huey, Riley, especially Huey.
Yeah, Huey definitely.
You know, being awakened so early in his age and in his life.
That was
Quick.
That was the dope part about it. That was really good, especially when, you know, because a lot of revolutionaries. It's funny that a lot of revolutionaries start off in that type of position where they don't have nobody backing them up, and so Huey was hitting them, especially in modern day things like with the Ronald Reagan thing.
Yeah.
When he was talking about 9/11 was a lie and said all this other
That
shit.
whole
You was sitting up here
speech.
thinking about. This shit's about to get canceled in like 15.
And it was the
fucking
first
minutes.
episode too. The first
That's
episode
exactly what I thought.
was
I
like,
love
damn,
that show.
y'all went
I
hard
swear.
on the first episode.
I swear, I love
You
that
didn't-
motherfucking show, but I swear to God, I thought, and I thought exactly they were gonna get canceled after that first episode. That is until Pop was drinking the motherfucking cognac with the white dude, and then I knew it was all good, that everything was all right and shit.
Oh, and then we did the episode with, would you like some cheese?
They say
Oh.
things proper, just like this.
It was crazy because I didn't realize white folks really do like cheese until I started working in the culinary industry.
Uh-huh.
And I'm actually in these kitchens. It's mainly a lot of white folks. Ain't that many brothers in there. And these motherfuckers really be eating on cheese like it's nothing. I just see them snacking. I'm like, bro, y'all ain't cut, bro, man. My stomach be bubbling.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you.
It. Swiss char, motherfucker, Gruyere.
Gruyere.
Yeah.
And what's the stankinest one?
Gouda, blue
There
cheese.
you go, Gouda. and all that.
Actually, Gouda is good. Smoked Gouda is fucking.
Smoked Gouda is
it's
good.
fucking amazing. They put
But
that on
what
mac
is the
and
one
cheese.
that really?
That's blue cheese.
Oh
The
God.
blue cheese. I can't fucks with it.
I love all that
I
shit,
can't
all
fucks
that
with
stuff.
blue cheese. Ugh.
I don't understand them though, but that's just exactly what they eat, man. I mean, no.
And then and can't say black folks. We just love, I guess, our faux cheese. We got that Velveeta in the pantry for days.
You damn right. That's that government cheese. That's that government, not government. Government cheese.
No.
That's that government cheese. You know what I'm saying? Grilled cheeses be taking like 3 hours to make and
I was
shit
just
because that
talking
shit
about
won't
the,
melt.
the government people on
That
stage,
shit
man.
won't melt. You know
I
what
was just
I'm
talking about the government. Like, all these politicians and officials, they sound like crackheads right now with this vaccine. Hey man, look, I got that vaccine shot. Let me give you $100. Take this shot, man, real quick, man.
Man, these
I know you feeling. Look. I got you. I got this rifle over here. See, See.
What about? Okay. Now, as much as I kind of feel bad for the situation, but then there's a part of me that doesn't, because you always know that whenever they build up somebody, they always tear them down at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Cuomo, Andrew Cuomo.
I just seen about that. He resigned. Was it yesterday? Or stepping down in 14 days.
Now, wait a minute. If I can remember this correctly, he reminded me of, what was it, 2001? What was it? It was motherfucking Rudy Giuliani, if I can remember correctly. Remember when 9/11 happened and shit? And black folks, we all hated it. Black folks and people of color as a collective hated Rudy Giuliani. We hated him. White people, that was a whole other story. But we hated that motherfucker. And all of a sudden, 9/11 happened. And all of a sudden, everybody wanted to give Giuliani some pussy. remember, all of a sudden, everybody loved Giuliani. All of a sudden, everybody was loving the shit out of Giuliani. I swear to God. And then all of a sudden, they started to hate him. It's the same thing they did to Cuomo, because remember, Cuomo was supposed to be the hero during the COVID situation.
During the pandemic, next presidential candidate, everything was being talked about.
People were naming babies, sandwiches, neighborhoods and shit, streets and shit out there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
Just saying, I'm serious. Double Gouda cheese on top of fucking your burger and shit like that. Swear to God, they was naming all kinds of shit. Look, just ironic. We got a burger sitting right in front of us. Call it the Cuomo.
We are in the kitchen. Oh, yeah.
Sitting up in that motherfucker. I swear. Now all of a sudden, everybody's like, "Oh, hold up," but he touched me, and that's fucked up.
It's fucked up. And then, like I said, if the case goes and you found guilty, my G, that's on you. I know you old school niggas. You know, it's different. Motherfuckers, you know, a touch back then wasn't a shit until a touch now.
So see, like one of my favorite. All right, one thing is like I was raised on fucking Richard Pryor, Red Fox, a little bit of Robin.
That raw
Harris.
comedy.
Yeah, that to me it's that uncle comedy. That's the uncle got a story to tell, and he don't tell you that he got a story to tell, but he just starts telling the motherfucking story, and you just start laughing at that shit because of so many different things. That's what those dudes remind me, because they were straight up stories and real shit, and it had a punchline, it had a beginning, a middle, and an end. All those stories were dope and shit like that. One of my favorite comedians, obviously, Richard Pryor. I swear, that was my guy right there. That's my dude. That's kind of my idol. That's the dude that got me out of many ass whoopings. Seriously, because
I feel that the one for me was Eddie Griffin. Mm-hmm. Eddie Griffin was my comedy guru. Yeah. Right there.
Oh yeah.
He was raw. He was also made me think.
Eddie
his comedy made you think.
Yes, it did.
It made you think. It made you look back. Like I drink a champagne just cause of this nigga. The one he had on that one special. $45 and get you just right. That's the only, like, motherfuckers be like, hey, what you drink? I'm gonna get that shit, Eddie Griffin shit, the liquid blunt. What do you call it? The liquid blunt.
So see now when I'm sitting up there, we're sitting there talking about these comedians, because like when I think about Richard Pryor, I think like it's hard for me to name like all the comedians after him, because I feel like every single one of them was influenced by him. If I had to say some white dudes, definitely George Carlin, Robin Williams, motherfucking Lenny Bruce, dudes like that. You know what I'm saying? Those dudes are funny as shit too, but a lot of them are influenced by that of Richard Pryor. And people don't remember is the fact that Richard Pryor was actually his idol was Bill Cosby. At first.
That's how he used to start.
That's how he used to start being funny in that sense, right? But
he actually got a movie. I mean, Richard did a movie about himself. I think it's called JoJo
Dancer. Your Life is Calling. That's definitely true. It's
JoJo Dancer, when he burnt himself up because he went.
And see, that's the thing about Richard. So that's the thing that makes me laugh. It makes it so interesting, because we always be talking about the fact is how in the fuck is it that Richard Pryor was considered like the dirtiest comedian, but he was also like the most reverent. He was the one that everybody praised and everything like that. Bill Cosby was also on that praise shit too. But if you realize that they used to call Richard the dirtiest comedian, and yet the dirtiest comedian was actually the cleanest motherfucker on stage, and that was Bill Cosby. Yeah. Ain't that shit crazy?
Hey man.
Ain't that shit crazy?
And how Cosby used to come for him.
You know,
I was seeing it. I think it was on the last Chris Rock special that was on Netflix, and it was like a little snippet, and they was talking about back in the day with them coming up as comedians. Yeah. Young comedians, seeing like the Richards and them, and how they were just so against each other. And they love that now with these comedians now, it's all about friendship, growing together. Yeah. You still get them few motherfuckers that steal jokes. Yeah. Or, don't give a fuck. But it's more sense of a brotherhood, because this is the last form of free speech.
But see, then there you go with you say free speech, but we live in how is it that there's free speech, but you still got to watch what you say now? Like there's so much fucking cancel culture. And that's the messed up part. Like, and that's what comedians try to. There's still those comedians that still pushing those boundaries in life, like Dave Chappelle, Carlos Miller, but they've already Griffin. Carlos Miller. See, Carlos Miller is right there with. I would have to say he's right there in that. When I say like Richard and Red and Bernie and Robin Harris, who did Bebe's Kids on those levels, those four dudes were the ones for me, in my sense, in terms of growing up and who I listened to the most. But the guys that I feel like emulate him is definitely Dave Chappelle and definitely Carlos Miller with his shit. Like, I mean, seriously, Carlos Miller is fucking. I think he's the funniest one on the 85 South. Oh, that's right.
That's why they call him the sensei.
I swear, he's the funniest one to me.
Yeah, I mean, he's the reason why I wanted to get into stand up. Like, so when I didn't know what 85 South was. Right. So my homie Mo introduced it to me. He's like, hey man, check this out. So like, I checked it out on YouTube. I'm like, okay, it's nothing really. I'm like, it's funny. I'm watching their live shows basically. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Oh man, these niggas funny, cool. DC Young Fly, like, all right, this nigga, he went viral off of Vines. Right. I found out about this nigga. I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, oh, he on this. didn't know he was on, because I didn't watch MTV.
Right.
So he was on MTV, he had
Right.
TRL and all this shit.
Right.
And then you got Chico B, who's an amazing comic as well. He's on Wild and Out and shit too. So I was watching these motherfuckers, and then Clayton English. Clayton English has been, he's a writer. I think he's been on a bunch of different things.
He's funny.
Yeah,
He's
Clayton
definitely
English,
funny.
He's a funny motherfucker.
Definitely hilarious.
He right up there with, right behind, I say, Carlos with his shit.
Yeah.
On real shit. But he introduced me, I watched him, like, and that's when I got the idea of doing my own podcast. I'm like, bro, these some regular ass niggas just talking.
Yeah.
I'm like, why not? Why can't I do that shit? I mean, I do that already, and that's why we called it room. I ended up calling it room service. I was doing it with these two girls, me and them kick it in the casino.
Right.
And where we kick it at was room service area.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
talk shit.
Oh, all right.
We talk about what's going on in the day.
Oh.
Shit going, like everything it is, and then it'll get so loud and so heated that motherfuckers start flying in circles around us and laughing and all this shit. And they be like, and then all you hear is the chefs and the managers, hey, y'all need to get back to work. And you'll get those few managers, the cool motherfuckers that come join in. Like, nah, bitch, let me tell you, this nigga.
Yeah.
And it was a good thing. It was this good flow in nature. And I was like, bro, we should call the podcast room service. Like, straight up, it froze so fresh off the tongue. And then it was like, we rapping to each other. What you do when you're in a room? You smoke. I mean, no matter what it is.
Choking like I am. Right about now.
Shit. You want water? I got
Hell
water,
yeah,
man.
No, I'm good. No, I'm good. Yeah, I'm older now. I'm old now.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm
man.
48. Proud of it too, man. You know what I mean?
OG
I've
in
been.
the game. That's all it is.
You're damn right,
We
man.
need
I
the
always
win.
wanted to be that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I love that fact because I was like, if you keep on having birthdays, you end up being like me and stuff. And I have a lot of young people out there talking about they'll be young forever. Like, nah, that's not the case and shit.
It's not. This is my last year of my 20s, so.
Hey, but the thing is, congratulations.
Trust me. I want to be proud about it, but also like, God damn.
Congratulations, seriously. Seriously, because it's like you making it, you keep on moving.
I'm
and
moving,
stuff,
and it was growing up from living in Chicago, not knowing if I was going to make it to my 20s.
Who you telling?
You know, felt good to be like, especially 21. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing up until I was like 26.
Right.
Because when I made it hit 21, I was like, bro, what the fuck am I doing? I didn't expect to be here.
Right.
It is low. I'm not, and it's messed up to say, but this is the environment I grew up in.
Yeah.
You know, when 4th of July, you gotta lay on the ground at a certain time.
Right.
You know, certain
I get
holidays, you gotta be back in by this time.
Yeah.
You know, I remember me and my brothers, them sneaking out, running the block. Catching a train, little ass kids catching a train back to the city to come right back to Harvey. Before because my pops was a truck driver, so he was gone for 2 weeks on end. And my mom works for American Airlines back then. So she was gone at 5 a.m., 4 a.m.
Okay.
All she doing is checking the rooms real quick to see anybody in there.
So
You know, ain't shit to run out and run
pretty
quick.
much on your own doing everything. Huh?
We was on our own a lot, bro. I mean, it's a memory that stays in my head. My mom, back when we was young, used to put milk and shit in the cups and the cereal already the bowl, so we just go in the fridge, pour that shit over, eat, and then head our ass right up to the bus station, get our ass to school.
See, you lucky and stuff, because me, I'm shit. When I was coming up and stuff, man, my mom used to get my ass when I messed up on shit, but she would do things like, have you ever experienced the go out and find something to beat your ass
Oh, yeah,
with?
switch?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. No, don't get it twisted. When we got caught, we got our ass handed to us on a silver platter. And the messed up part is it'll get 2 ass whoopings because mama find out. Daddy coming home at the end of the week. You getting that ass whooping some more, man.
You get the village ass whooping from family
Most definitely.
members you didn't
And
even
if
know
the neighbor seen
existed.
it was a neighbor lady
you
right
telling?
across the way. She used to babysit. Not babysit. She was a motherfucker. What's it called? Homeless kid. Well, not homeless kids, but fuck.
Adoption agency
Yeah.
or something like that?
Yeah, you know where they put the kid, foster home. There it is.
Foster home, okay.
She used to foster kids. I couldn't get that word out. She used to foster kids, so it was always a shit ton of kids at her house. We was always at, playing over there and getting it on, shit over that way. That was a crib. But if she sees something, oh, bro, she let the whole neighborhood know. I seen your ass. Your mama gonna know later. Woo! And got that ass total up. Most definitely, man. Yes, we got it all. My granny, we would have brought in a switch that was too small. All right, go bring me that 5 more. Same size. Braid them bitches together, whoop our ass, extension cord, hangers.
Shit, my mom used to have me do things like run around the block. Just because she would say, just to say, and then sometimes she had my ass sit on the stairs in the back. You know, like on the back stairs and stuff, and just sit there and think about what the hell I did. Wouldn't let me back up in the house and shit.
My aunt used to have us hold a Bible.
Oh, no.
Up like this. And if my arms went too low, pop! Pop the bitches back up. I believe she just made us strong. That was the real shit, because all of us was athletic. All of us was in sports for the most part. It's like, we was just some strong babies.
Me, I didn't, you know, and the funny thing is, I didn't do much of, I think I can't even call myself much of a geek, even though I hung around with the geeks and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? One thing I did like doing is I loved DJing. I started, you know, messing around, making little mixtapes, little tapes, like recording music on it and stuff like that. But these were the tapes, like, for instance, my grandmother, you know, such a good woman, may she rest in peace. She got me into the radio thing because it was so funny, because she used to go get these speeches and stuff. Go get these speeches on cassette tapes. And then I would come right around and take those cassette tapes and record music over them. Right? And so she would beat my ass for doing it. Then she would make me run around the block about doing it. After a while, your arm hurts and your throat hurts from telling me to go outside and go run. So she got me into a radio station called KPFK 90.7 out in LA in Studio City, across from Universal Studios and shit, where we had to learn how to edit and write and produce and direct and star
She got you all the way in it.
all the way into
I
it.
fuck
So,
with
yeah,
that.
so
OG.
so that was the beautiful thing with my grandmother on that and stuff, you know. But she always sat up there. She always used to tell me, you know, for some reason, you're funny. I think you're such a funny kid and stuff. And I never really paid attention to it, but she would laugh at some of the things that I said. And my granddad, he's the one that had all the Richard Pryor shit, all the Red Fox shit, all the Flip Wilson and the Bill Cosby and stuff. Me listening to them records and stuff, you know.
When my pops used to play Benny Siegel.
Really? Oh.
Is it Benny? No, what's the little white dude? The Benny dude.
Benny Hill?
Benny Hill. I said
Yeah.
Benny Siegel rapper. He played Benny Siegel too, yes.
Oh, I
but
used to watch Benny Hill.
Benny Hill.
Oh, yeah.
Benny,
I watched Benny Hill.
Benny Hill, bro.
Girls in
That
the
was,
lingerie and shit, run all fast and shit.
bro, I used to see him and Eddie, and that's what made me always into comedy. And then what made me want to act was Tyler Perry. Truthfully, when we had it was bootleg. I'm sorry, Tyler. No, it was family reunion or something like that, or a wedding. I don't know which one. It was one of the plays where she looked like a king size bag of Skittles. Oh, I do. Well, get ready to taste the rainbow. And she let out the pop pop. But I was watching and I'm laughing at this character, Medea. I'm just like, this lady is hilarious. She reminded me of my aunties and my grandmas, for real. You know, and it had come out and it was this dude that was playing this character.
Right.
And I didn't know that. I'm like, bro, how did he do that? And I'm just a young kid just seeing this shit. So I'm like, oh, I can do that. I remember being in school and we was doing a play and one of the characters' name was Medea. All I kept thinking about was that motherfucking play. And so when the teacher said, who want to play Medea, my ass rose my ew, right here, I got it. I can play that easily, I'm telling you. And the teacher like, sure, that's a female role. And then everybody started looking, my hand went down. It went down like, oh.
Real quick, didn't it?
Yeah, like, oh yeah. And, you know, and I think that's what got me out of the field, like thinking about acting and comedy, because it's like, in the neighborhoods we grew up in, you can't do that type of shit.
Right.
And I was like, oh, well, fuck. Well, I guess I can't do that. Football, let's go. And I was a beast on that motherfucker too.
Well, for me, I mean, Tyler Perry. Like, I honestly, I guess what it is for me about Tyler Perry was just the fact that, I don't know, playing Medea so much, I guess you get caught up in that role to the point where you don't see him as any other role but that.
Yeah.
And after a while, it's like, you know, he always ends up having to play the role, I guess, to keep people supporting him, because anything else he does outside of that role, and it's like Why Did I Get Married was kind of dope. You know, those were dope, but it was kind of overlooked because they weren't where he played Medea and shit like that. But
yeah, but
I mean,
I
think it was
both
different.
series, both of them.
And I think the thing that he said is that the fact is that they inspired. He was inspired by women that he was surrounded by growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact is that I don't know why I felt like, you know, when you think of all the women he had playing in his movies such as Cicely Tyson and stuff like that. I often ask myself, well, why does he play Medea? But then I realize if there's anybody that's going to define what he felt and saw the women
It's him.
it only could be him.
It only can be
Right.
him.
You know what I'm saying?
You know?
So yeah,
I get that when I
now this nigga got a fucking studio.
a big ass.
A big ass studio to do whatever he wants.
I would. It's
And
just,
I gotta hand it to him and stuff.
For real,
I gotta
for real.
give it to him, you know,
And I
salute
love he
to
getting the
Tyler
support
Perry.
because he's getting the support more than Robert Townsend did when he did his studio.
Well, that's what you call. I guess that's when you open doors in this sense and stuff.
Yeah, and that's
somebody
it.
has to.
Robert Townsend he opened up that door
Mhm.
for Tyler Perry to take over that land that he got, truthfully. To even get the idea in a black man's head that we can have this sense of ownership and this sense of pride in our projects and our stuff. And the point that we get more, as you can see, black billionaires. Almost every year it's another black billionaire. And it's coming from hip hop, which I fucking love.
Right.
Because it's the music that we curated to talk about how we've been put down.
Right.
And how we've been looked over, and like, bro, and we built all of this. And for this music to been growing, I definitely know Biggie and Pop would have been billionaires, right along next to Jay, Kanye, Riri. Congratulations, baby girl, right there. Man, we know B. You know you next.
I think I maybe she is. I feel like she is.
I don't think she up there just yet.
Well, I mean, I feel like she.
But she probably close.
Maybe she's not telling anybody. You know what I'm
Cool.
saying? Not, she
That
can't be
is
private
facts.
about her shit, but yeah, I think she's got to be because.
Well, I don't think Ray didn't either. It was just they checked the death throats every year.
Right.
You know, and that's how it
But
come about.
you're right, man. I mean, I feel like all those guys would have been billionaires and stuff. I was born the same year as hip hop, so to me, to watch this music do what it's done all these years, it's amazing. All the way from when you see people was walking around with the Pumas and the Adidas with the fat laces on and stuff like that, the jackets with the fur up all on the sides and stuff like that, the gazelles, you know what I'm saying, the Kangos and the stances and stuff like that, you know, the dances, the cardboard boxes, all that shit, you know. And I remember seeing all that growing up and stuff and being exposed to it and always having some aspects. I mean, hell, my very first record I ever had from hip hop, to be honest with you, Crush Groove on vinyl. The soundtrack to Crush Groove on vinyl. I'm talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Static.
Yeah. And then my grandfather gave me a copy of
That jump made me jump. Shit.
My grandfather gave me the breaks, the vinyl of the breaks by Curtis Blow. And it was like, you know, so yeah, to watch where it has been to where it is at right now, it's like it's a beautiful feeling, man, for real and stuff, you know.
And see it evolve, especially because I took a hiatus from hip hop back when mumble rap came out. I took a hiatus. I really did. It was like, and I missed out on so many artists that came in between those mumble raps that like got through the crutch. Like, I just barely got on the Little Baby team last year, and I didn't because I just seen him. I'm like I heard him one time, and then I just couldn't really understand. I'm like, I don't think you're a mumble rapper, but he rapping with a mumble rapper, so I don't want to hear it. So I like pushed it away. But then when I think it was the George Floyd thing happened, he wrote that song. He wrote what song was it? Shit, I can't remember the name of the song. But I heard him and I'm listening to it and I'm like, damn, this nigga speaking truth and some power right now, for real. And I'm like, shit, ever since then I've been nothing but a fan.
But
And I am a fan too, and I feel like I'm a fan of Lil Baby too. I like what his lyrics are about. Also, what's his name? YBM Corday, or his name is just Corday now?
I don't think I know that one. See?
Light skinned kid, little braids. But the last person for me before that was Kendrick Lamar. Because what Kendrick spit,
Kendrick's a beast.
what
Cole,
Kendrick spit, the way he did his spitting.
Big Sean
Cole,
Freshman 10 that came out. It's amazing because that song was a motivational anthem for me. I'm not even gonna lie.
Right.
Before I go on stage, I play it because it tells me if I'll dedicate myself to this like I want to by my college debut, basically graduation, I'm gonna be here.
Right. Okay.
And I feel that. I felt that in his lyrics. Like I'm like, damn, he right.
Yeah.
He like this. Like that was his graduation. Like, that's the XL cover.
Like for me, I think that was the last. Kendrick was probably the last. Sorry, real spitter for a while, and then all this mumble rap came around and stuff. And I mean, you can't blame the rappers because to me, what it is, it's the corporations, man. The corporations.
This is true.
All they know how to do is sell a record.
And all the music that we loving and doing, that we do love, is all independent rappers.
Yeah, but
All
the fact is they're
on their
independent
own.
because there's nobody really. They don't think they can make money off them, so that's why they're.
And I don't know why, like, but these new rappers that came up, like the new Murray, Murray is fucking amazing. I found him on my own. It was just random.
Really.
It was just I was like, cause I'm always on YouTube, so I'm always on YouTube. I'm always listening to different music, just like fucking what's his name? Shit, the one that made the Will Smith song, Jordan Lucas. I knew about Jordan Lucas before. He was this big popular motherfucker.
Right.
Like, cause he was his everything he was telling was a story. Every time he rapped was a story. He'd do videos to him and all this stuff. Yeah. And I love that shit. I love a story. You tell me a story, get me engaged, nigga. I want to hear about it. Let me know about it.
Right.
Like, I think that's the same thing with transition with comedy. Like, we telling you a story.
Right.
Motherfucker that's coming to a comedy show want to hear this story.
Right.
And want to hear the twists and turns. Like, I wasn't ready for that. Oh, shit. And when he do it, it was crazy. And then when he did that song about Will Smith, I'm like, you were right. Because that was one of my idols growing up.
Yeah.
Was Will Smith.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Parents just don't understand. Girls with never trouble and shit. Oh, that first album, he's the DJ, I'm the rapper. That album was so classic. It still is to this day.
And he keeps
I swear.
And the legacy that he birthed. The way Willow doing her fucking thing now, she going crazy in the game. Jaden already been doing his shit. He been on one.
I'm still trying to figure out what the hell Jaden's all about.
Jaden's a free spirit. That's the new age.
Apparently.
It's the new age, man. It's the new age. He a free spirit. I mean, I couldn't do half the shit he do. I damn sure know Will done probably been like, nigga.
Yeah.
You know I'm from Philly, right?
At some point, I thought that after Earth shit, I thought that was just an acting thing. I didn't realize it was real life the way that boy acts. Like,
but that's because his parents gave him that free reign, that freedom.
So
you know, they gone. They, you know, think about when we growing up.
Yeah,
we didn't.
But then at the end of the day, Will Smith is now well known for that fucking Michael Jordan like meme. Seriously.
It's messed up,
freedom, for all the freedom in the hell in the world, so that you still got that face like, man, he's sitting up there.
Because he was holding all that Philly anger.
You know, he taking Michael Jordan's place now. Because I don't even think about the Michael Jordan meme no more.
No,
I just think about Will Smith.
Will Smith sitting at that red table.
A damn shame.
I don't know if I would have sat at the table, bro.
I mean, okay, yeah. You know,
I don't know if I could sat at the table.
Sometimes I should. Sometimes I feel like saying
some people need to be like Beyonce.
With
that being said, she just stayed quiet. She said it'll go away eventually.
Well, in some cases, I think Will Smith should have fucking known. No offense, but you do remember that who was Jada Pinkett Smith singing "Parents Just Don't Understand" within that damn karaoke booth? Have you ever seen the video? Tupac and Jada Pinkett. You know they used to be the closest of friends and stuff, right? So one day they went to a mall or something like that, to some like karaoke booth or some shit like that, and they went and chose a song to sing. And this is before she even met him. The song was "Parents Just Don't Understand." Tupac and Jada Pinkett were singing "Parents Just Don't Understand" before Jada even met Will Smith and got with him and shit. So the whole thing, but that was her. That was her main. That was, I think, they would, if they would have got together, it would have been crazy, right there. It would have been Pac and her to get together. But it was just like, it's
Especially because Pac was an actor first before anything.
yeah, he was.
He was an actor first.
That's true about that and stuff.
Like he would have been in the game. Like that's what he wanted to do, and he made hit after hit.
Yeah. Still making records afterwards too.
I'm talking about movies though. Why? It's like all his movies always went. Motherfuckers still watch them to this day.
I think my favorite film was, what was that movie when he played the cop with Jim Belushi? Oh, Gang Related. Gang Related was one of them good ass movies right there.
Yeah, I think I just watched Above the Rim not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't finish it. I fell asleep. I was watching it. It was one of the moments. Like, ain't shit on TV. Put on Above the Rim. You know, black folks, we'll rewatch an old movie that was good.
Yeah.
If ain't shit else on.
Well, see, I'm always watching old movies. My old movies, though, that's the funny thing. Whenever I watch old movies, I don't know why I do this, but the only old movies I watch is American Pimp, Dolomite, The Human Tornado. You know what I'm saying? Disco Godfather with Dolomite in it. My movies, Willie Dynamite, The Mac. They're all old school 70s, like they're 70s old blaxploitation films and stuff, Pretty Ricky and shit. Antonio Fargas from I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, who played like the pimp in that. Pimp of the Year, shit like that. All that shit.
All my old schools is 90s shit. The Wash. The Wood. Love basketball.
Damn, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Them was some good ass movies too.
Those is ones I can rewatch all day.
My 90s films is crazy. My 90s movies was Three Strikes. Motherfucking, what was 3 Strikes? Fat Beach. Was it Fat Beach? Yeah, these are movies that came and went in the theater at the same exact time. Like they came out Friday and was out by fucking Monday. That's what I'm talking about. Them movies and stuff. Remember I was watching what was the movie? Don't Be a Menace. Bought a fifth of fucking Hennessy. Went to a damn theater, got to sit back and drink that shit while watching that film. And that's when I was in the Navy and shit, man. In Oakland, man. The Bay Area. Shout out to the Bay Area for that one. That shit was so much fun, man.
That's legit.
I swear, man. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and it's so how those movies just take us back into a time. Like shit, when I look about the movie, like shit, I think about being back on the block.
Mm-hmm.
I think about them Bud Billiken parades back home in Chicago.
See, I blame House Party for the reason why I like Dolomite, because Robin Harris, of course, said something about, asked kid if he would stay home and watch Dolomite with him, and started saying some of the damn poetry and shit. I was just curious about it. It always stayed in the back of my head.
Like, what's Dolomite?
Yeah, what was Dolomite?
I didn't even see it. When I watched House Party, I never even thought about what was Dolomite.
Shit.
But when Eddie redid it, I went back and had to go watch the old school.
Oh, my God.
I was like, bro, if it's like this right here, I wonder how fucked up and low budget it was.
You know what I'm saying?
Way back when.
You rat suit eating motherfucker, you. Your no business born job, motherfucker. The editing,
fucking karate.
The funniest shit was the editing. Like when he would jump like 30 feet up into the air and then go back down and jump right back up to the same damn ledge and shit like that. Oh hell yeah! Shit, when he was fucking these balls and shit. Wesley Snipes ain't got shit on Dolomite in that damn movie, man. I swear, man.
Hey, but see, and that's an OG right there that's like stuck to his guns for real, for real. This is what I want to do. Yeah. Y'all ain't gonna make it for me. I'm gonna make it happen for myself. And that's right there. Like I love us for that. That even though we don't have that door, we gonna fucking break one open.
That's how we are.
I love that.
That's how we are. Like that's how my mom always tried to get me to be that type of person. Shout out to my mom and stuff. She's actually it's funny though, but my mom's actually on Instagram and shit. Like just as recent, I found out she was on Instagram because she followed me, and I was like, how do you feel weird? Your mama's following you on Instagram.
My mama following me?
I didn't know, but you know what I'm saying. So I follow my mom back, of course, and she comments on my stuff. Like I don't expect to be like a parent or shit like that, but my mom right now, she lives in Africa. And it's so beautiful though.
Oh, you was telling me.
She
Yo,
was in
hold up.
Africa,
Room
man.
service. Let's bring it back.
She
When I was at Sugar Jam, he was telling me how his mama. Now, y'all heard where he from. The Bay. Cali. Okay? You know how they talk. How your mama talk?
Okay. First of all, a couple corrections. Number one, I was actually born in Philadelphia.
Okay.
But the week after that, I ended up in LA. So I didn't know shit about Philly. But I know all about Los Angeles. That's where I was at. I like the Bay Area. When I got into the military, that's where I served, was in the Bay Area.
Okay.
So that's how I know about that. But then when I got out of there, I went to the East Coast. Now my mom, she's from Flint, Michigan. But the thing is so funny is that, when she talks to me, she always, stays normal with her talk. And you know how we're talking right now and stuff. She says, we're jolly, everything, but I make sure this is taken care of and make sure, it's a nice trip and everything like that and stuff. But 6 months later, she'll come back and I won't even recognize her anymore, man.
Dashiki on
whole
everything.
thing and stuff like that. I'm telling you right now, seriously. Bernard, what is it that you are trying to do? You are supposed to know that I do not tolerate. Mom, you are from Flint, Michigan. Not anymore. I'm not from there. No, I do not get down over there. Forget the Flint, Michigan. Mom, how is it? But serious, it's like that's exactly what ended up happening.
No, Bernard, listen.
I'm seriously.
Listen
I'm like,
to me.
what the-
Listen to me.
My mother.
I'm gonna tell you one more time. Michigan is my past life. This is not who I am anymore. I am a child of Africa.
Exactly. Exactly.
LA, bro.
So that's what happened and stuff. But
that's love.
But it's beautiful though.
It is.
It's beautiful.
Thing.
But I understand it. I get it. If you're around certain people for a while,
You start
you
talking,
talk
like
like
that.
that.
I definitely don't talk like how I used to talk in Chicago. If I talk like that, motherfuckers not know, hey man, you got a salt buck I can borrow real quick from me? You got a salt buck? Now on everything. Hey, most definitely I'm gonna be there. We're gonna be at that PT later. Most definitely. Hey.
See,
Discourage me. Discourage me. How you doing, baby?
I mean, I heard different accents. I've heard different accents, but I don't like. I heard different things. Like when people in Baltimore, they talk and they say things like, "Be more," and they'll say, it's like their words are like shoot. I was just listening to one of them talking on a thing like they were saying something. It was something they were saying in Baltimore. Saying something in Maryland. They'll say Maryland and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And then New Yorkers, they do their thing like that and shit like that. In LA, we have our own type of thing that we say things like, you know what I'm saying, like,
Yeah,
make sure,
I got you.
like we have ways that we talk in there. But I learned how to adapt to almost any and everything, so it's all good for me.
That's true. Like I swear, when I first came out here, I used to, bro, how they used to talk out here when I first came out here. All the females, they be like, "Oh, you stupid." Like, whoa, why you hold it so long? Why you hold why you hold stupid in so long? I'm like, that's crazy.
I mean, I see it as I don't know. It's like they do that. I mean,
They had their own slang. I mean, every state, every hood, they got their own slang. It was just weird.
What's funny to me is when they try to adapt somebody's slang on TV and shit.
Oh yeah.
When they try to do on that and stuff, like the moment they get it on TV, that's when I don't want to associate with it like no more.
That's
I
true.
don't
I'm
get down with it
glad.
no more.
I watched The Shy, and they don't do any of the Chicago slang on The Shy, and I appreciate that really. Talk normal, because the messed up part is we talk the slang, but not all the goddamn time. It's not coming out like every other word.
I'm a big fan of the Power series.
Oh, I love Power. The Book of Canaan going on right now.
I mean, I was just I didn't watch this most recent episode. In fact, I need when I get home. I'm going to go ahead and check it out. But I like that. But that's pretty much the only show that I watch outside of anything else, man.
You don't watch my homie Mo? What's his show he watch? It's with the young nigga when the coke got into LA early.
Oh, Snowfall.
Snowfall.
Yeah. Okay, like all right, but like Snowfall. Sometimes what's it Animal Kingdom.
I haven't watched that.
Claws.
Clauses, shit. I fuck.
I ain't gonna lie. The only reason why I really
I
watch
just
it.
love it for the women. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I mean, I do go to the nail salon. My shit stay clean and cute. Nice.
I mean, yeah, but
Bernie
that's
taught
the
me
number
that.
one reason why. That's the number one reason why I watch that show, Claws. I can't help it. I mean, I swear, homegirl.
Ooh.
Okay.
Welcome back to Room Service Podcast. Bernard is in his feelings right now.
I just did that. Go
He
ahead.
had to.
I need to chill on that. I'm okay. I'm good.
Oh,
I'm good.
man.
Trust me.
I appreciate you coming through the kitchen though, man. It's been good.
I appreciate being invited to it, man.
Hey,
I'm
man,
chilling, come
and it's
through.
just like any other black hole. Once you're invited, why don't you come back whenever you feel like it?
All right.
You know, you just show up, knock on the door. Hey, you know how black hole, they just show up. You come wake up, nigga, who's in my fridge? I was just me. But nah, nigga, it's 3 in the morning. Nigga, you said whenever I wanted to.
Yes, you did say that. Yes, you did. Yeah, remember he said that shit. Because the minute he tried to renege on it, I'm going to sit there. I got video right here on
I
the
got
thing
video.
right here to show this
Pull
shit.
it up.
That's exactly what he said. He said I could walk up in here when I feel like it and shit.
Hey, this is trap. Walk up in here. This is somebody gonna be up smoking.
See, until that first day when I actually do for him, walk up in there and just show up and shit. Out the blue. You know, see this motherfucker? I'm looking like somebody else's shadow.
Hey,
Shit
not
walking
even
around here.
Marcus. I had a show probably a couple weeks ago. Marcus showed up. I had a homie Marcus showed up last 10 minutes. Came on right on set and finished it out. So shit, we don't give a fuck. Like we said, it's an open door policy, man. We want people to keep coming back.
Okay.
Most definitely, man. And tell the people where they can find you.
I'm pretty much all over. Twitch.tv /The Lazy Hour, THELAZHOUR. Pretty much all my social
That's
media.
a lot. He spelled the whole alphabet, y'all. We gonna put the link below.
I sure did.
He did a whole alphabet.
ABC,
Woo, shit.
You know what I'm saying?
You need to shorten that.
Serious.
The reason why I only go by Biggs. Y'all know niggas' attention span is shorter nowadays.
I can't even do that, but this is something I've had. So yeah, I mean, but all my social media is under the same thing.
Okay, so your Instagram and all that shit.
Yeah, and then and then of course I DJ every once in a while on Mixcloud. You'll see
definitely.
DJ_.
I will, man. I'm trying to get. I'm not gonna say we trying to steal 85, but I do want a live DJ. I'm tired of controlling with the phone.
All right.
That's my next stage, but that's when I'm actually in the studio, not in my house.
All right, cool.
That's the next setup, man.
Oh, you got somebody here?
Hey, I appreciate that. That's love. I know a couple DJs now, too. I got a homie that's Jamaican. He Jamaican DJ.
Oh, okay.
So you know how they go.
Damn right.
You play a little bit of music, hey, yo boy, walk, get that boy, go. Pick her up now. Move about it. Yeah. Hey man,
Scaring the shit out of people too while they dancing this shit. Just looking
hey, wow.
Help.
Wow, hey, we Jamaican, we aggressive, but we love it. Hey man, it's been another episode of Room Service Podcast. I'm your boy, Big Figure, here with my man Bernard. Man, we out. Catch y'all. That was good, and that was an hour episode too.
Please hang up and try again.